What's up everyone, I'm CallumOnToast, and in today's video I'm going to be showcasing some crazy battles in the Retro Cup submitted to the channel by gargaakarsh, featuring probably the two most broken typings in this cup, Psychic and Dragon, with this triple Shadow Legendary team. Now of course Lugia isn't a real dragon, but it does have access to Dragon Tail for the fast move. If you're wanting to run this team but you're put off by the huge cost for a second charge move on these Shadow Legendaries, well this trainer shows that they can put in a real shift even when single moved. So with that being said, let's just get into the question of the day. Which Pokemon can be used most effectively in the Go Battle League without needing a second charge move unlocked? Let me know in the comment section down below, and with that being said, let's get into the battles now. Alright, so going into the first battle here, we need Shadow Lugia into Hypno, so a pretty solid lead matchup. Of course, the elemental punches, well, Ice Punch or Thunder Punch, will be super effective. Shadow Ball going to do a ton of damage, but we should be able to tank any one charge move here. Shadow Lugia is by far the bulkiest Pokemon on this team, so we do tank the Ice Punch. We're going to swap Try to Snipe with the Shadow Latias, but we're not able to do so. We end up using a shield for the Ice Punch, but we do get the farm down. And the opponent's going to come in with Shadow Giraffe Rig, so perhaps they're running a triple confusion team. Pretty common nowadays. We're going to go for the Psychic here, just adding some shield pressure. We grab the shield, the opponent has to throw their charge move, or we're probably going to let this move go through. It is the Thunderbolt, even resisted, that takes us out. But we come in, we get the farm down, and it is a third Psychic type, but it's actually Cresselia, so this is not as comfortable as if it was, say, a Bruxish, for example. But we do land the Dragon Claw, we swap into our Lugia. We're actually going to shield the Moonblast. I don't agree with this, but we're going to be able to go for 3 Dragon Tails here, go for the Sky Attack. Sky Attack grabs the final shield, and the opponent overfarms too much. We get to another Sky Attack, and this will be taking out the Cresselia, and we take that game. Into the next battle, obviously an awful lead here, leading into the Frost Sass. So we're going to stay in the lead matchup. The opponent throws on alignment, throwing straight away. So we get a full Dragon Tail in for free, which is nice, though it's not going to do too much for us in the grand scheme of things. We're now going to go for a Sky Attack, also throwing on alignment, so not the best charge move timing all round here in this battle, but we're going to let the Lugia go down. We did at least grab a shield. We come in with the Shadow Latias. We get the farm down just before they make it to another Avalanche, which is actually huge for us because we do not want to go down both shields very early in the battle. We now go for a Psychic, grabbing the final shield, and now we swap into our Shadow Latios. And we're going to shield this up, go for the farm down, but unfortunately these Dragon Breaths are really going to chunk the Latios. We barely have any health remaining, but they come in with a Quagsire now. We should be able to make it to 1 Dragon Claw. Can we make it to the second one? The opponent might go for a Mudshot farm down. They go for the farm down, but they're never going to get there. We make it to Dragon Claw number 2, and we take out the Quagsire, and we take that game. Into the next battle, we see Ninetales in the lead, and yeah, we do swap into our Shadow Latias, as we do resist everything that they can throw. We're still going to shield though. This could be an Overheat. It is the Overheat. That would have done so much damage, even though it is resisted, because Overheat is just absolutely busted. We're now going to let this move go through. It's not enough for a Shadow Ball. They do get the defense drop, of course, that is guaranteed, but we can now go for a Psychic, grabbing a shield from the opponent, and they do, unfortunately, get the Wing Attack farm down. We're now going to come in with the Lugia, and like I said earlier, Lugia very bulky. We should just about live a Shadow Ball here, so we do no shield it, and it ends up just being a Poison Fang bait, so that works in our favor. We grab the final shield, just going to let this move go through as well, and then I assume we're probably going to snipe with our Shadow Latios here. We do get the Dragon Breath farm down. Actually, no, the opponent does swap out of that matchup just before getting farmed down. We go for a Dragon Claw into this Noctowl, and now we should be able to just barely outpace them to the next charge move, and we are going to go for a full farm down. No, we go for the Dragon Claw here. I don't think we would have made that farm down, so Dragon Claw takes out the Noctowl. The opponent comes back in, gets sniped with their Golbat there, and we do make it to 1 final Dragon Claw to take out the Ninetales from this range, and we're able to take that game. Into the next battle, we see Lugia into Dunsparce, so not the best matchup here, so we're going to save swap into our Shadow Latias, and the opponent responds with an Altaria. They stayed in for way too long there, and that does allow us to easily make it to a Psychic, grabbing a shield, no defense drop, which is unfortunate, but now we can come in with our Shadow Lugia. The opponent did actually farm up a bit on their Dunsparce, so I'm not sure if they've got a charge move loaded just yet, but we're going to come out of this matchup very close to the charge move, but unfortunately we lose the CMP tie, so That's not ideal for us. We're going to shield this up. Rockside probably would take us out from this range as we are fairly low. We go for the Sky Attack. That does big damage to the Dunsparce. We are going to stay in this matchup, get them very low, and I think we just sacrifice the Lugia at this point, yeah, letting it go down. And they've got a Lantern in the back, and this is a really positive matchup. Although Shadow Latios is really glassy, Thunderbolt will do a ton of damage, but they will need to land 2 charge moves to take us out, and likely a Thunderbolt and a Surf. They go for the Surf. Actually, no, it's probably going to be taken out by a second Surf here, which is quite embarrassing, but we can use our final shield. We will make it to the Dragon Claw. This will be enough damage to take out this Lantern, and now we're able to Dragon Breath, farm down the Dunsparce, and take that game. Into the next battle. Speaking of Lantern, we see it in the lead, so gonna save swap into our Latias. The opponent responds with a Noctowl, and we are going to get outpaced to the charge move. This is just gonna be a Sky Attack, so we do let it go through. Good call there. Now we can go for a Psychic, and this should be grabbing a shield advantage, which it does, and that's probably the best case scenario. We know that Lugia isn't gonna be able to do much up against that Lantern, so we can just fully sacrifice it here. The opponent goes for the Shadow Ball. That does big damage, but we do make it to the Sky Attack. The opponent very likely to let this move go through, and they do let the Noctowl go down. We now come in with the Latios, and the opponent staying in with their Lantern. We kind of have to respect the damage here. It is just a Surf bait, which is unfortunate, but they're not swapping out, and they eventually swap out into Medicham, but we are up so much energy here that we should easily be able to take this matchup, already making it to the second Dragon Claw in time before they get to an Ice Punch. They let it through. We get the full Dragon Breath farm down. Massive mistake from the opponent, and now we should be able to shield once, fully Dragon Breath, farm down this Lantern from this range. But no, they make it to another charge move, but I think even so, Surf taking us out, but we will be able to Dragon Tail, farm down the Lantern with our Lugia, and take that game. But that was actually very close. I didn't expect it to be that close. But into the next battle, we see a Shadow Dragonair in the lead, and they're staying in as well, so perhaps they are running a triple Dragon team. Otherwise, I'm not sure why you would say it in this matchup, but we're now going to go for that Sky Attack straight away, and we do take out the Dragonair. So let's see what the opponent has in the back. They are thinking about it. They come in with the Altaria, and then they come in with the Kingdra, so it does look like it's a triple Dragon team. So we're going to come back in with the Lugia. I think we should have waited out a switch clock here, because if they get the debuff, then we ideally want to swap out of this matchup, but honestly we wouldn't have been able to anyways, because the switch clock is nowhere near up. So we're now just going to come in with the Latios. Can we get the farm down? Opponent should not be throwing a charge move here, as it's just wasting a valuable Dragon Breath, as we get the Dragon Breath farm down, and we take that game. So the opponent throwing there made no difference, as I still think we had enough health, but in that scenario when your opponent is obviously going to have to shield, there's no point in throwing a charge move. You just want to go for the full fast move beatdown. But into this battle here, we see an Arbok, which is a bit of a core breaker here, but we do call the Acid Spray bait, which is massive. We can now go for a Sky Attack, and this should be grabbing a shield from the opponent. It does grab the shield, so we get both shields. We swap into our Latias, but they make it to another charge move, and of course it is another Acid Spray bait, which is really unfortunate. They debuff our defense, and here we go, and we go for the Psychic. We just about make it before they get to a charge move. This is massive. It does huge damage to the Dunsparce, and now we can let the Latias go down. Duron does take us out with the debuff, and the opponent's got a Superior in the back, so this is looking fairly comfortable. Even if they go for Frenzy Plant, it is resisted. It's not going to be enough damage to take us out, so I do assume that we're going to let this move go through. It's a Leaf Tornado bait. They don't even get the debuff, and we can easily take that game, so the opponent concedes the match. Into the next battle, we see Alakazam in the lead. The opponent then swaps into Shadow Giraffe Rig, so potentially another triple confusion team. They go for the Psychic Vein straight away. We easily tank that. We swap into our Latias, get the full farm down, and the opponent comes in with Shadow Hypno. So yeah, it looks like a triple confusion team. We're now going to go for the Psychic. This is resisted, but they kind of have to use the shield here. And they do. We didn't see the animation, but they definitely did shield. I think, yeah, we're just going to let this move go through. The opponent undercharges the Ice Punch. Really nice play there, as they do get the farm down, coming out with another Ice Punch loaded. But they go for that confusion, and now we can go for a Sky Attack, grab the final shield, and I think we just let the Lugia go down. Yep, Ice Punch is going to not even take out the Lugia. Damn, Lugia is so bulky, but we're going to be able to fully Dragon Breath farm down the Alakazam, so the opponent concedes the match. Into the next battle, see Dragonair in the lead. So is this going to be another triple dragon team? No, they swap into Lantern, but we've got a great response here in the form of Latias. Now, unfortunately, we are very slow to get to the charge moves. The opponent goes for the Thunderbolt, but Latias is bulkier than Latios, so we do tank that very comfortably. We now go for the Psychic, and the opponent just lets the Lantern go down. So that's great for us. The opponent's going to wait out the switch clock before coming back in with their Dragonair. We're going to come in with the Lugia, probably tank this charge move and go for a full farm down. It is just an Aqua Tail, so they didn't even go for the Body Slam. They now come in to a Noctowl. We're going to go for that Sky Attack straight away, grabbing a shield, and now up with a shield advantage. Shadow Latios should be able to sweep this game. So we're going to go for a Dragon Claw straight away, getting the final shield from the opponent, and now we are going to have to double shield here. This Noctowl will make it to 2 Sky Attacks in time. But actually no, the opponent over farms here. We're going to go for the second Dragon Claw. It takes out the Noctowl, and now we can easily Dragon Breath farm down the Dragonair, and we take that game. Into the next battle, we see Altaria in the lead, so a positive lead matchup here, but it's going to be fairly close. We go for the extra Dragon Tail. I like this play. The opponent throws straight away, and we do get a full fast move in for free. We can now go for a Sky Attack of our own. This should be grabbing a shield from the opponent, so now we're going to swap. We're going to go for the snipe with our Shadow Latias. They respond with a Shadow Wall Rain. This is really bad, but they do overfarm, allowing us to reach the Psychic, but now they're going to be able to fully Powder Snow farm us down, come out with so much loaded energy, and now it just depends, can they make it to 3 Icicle Spears before we get the farm down? They're already at the second Icicle Spear. How much energy do they have? Will they be able to make a third Icicle Spear? No, we do get the farm down, which is massive. And now let's see, the opponent comes in with the Shadow Venusaur, so we're going to go for that Dragon Claw straight away. That's going to do big damage to the Venusaur. We don't quite get the farm down, so just to make sure, we swap into our Shadow Lugia, catch the Frenzy Plant, and now we will be able to Dragon Breath farm down the Altaria, Dragon Breath farm down the Venusaur, and take that game. Into the next battle, we see Noctowl in the lead, so a pretty neutral matchup. Of course, Shadow Ball going to do big damage, but we already know it doesn't do enough to take us out. So we're going to let the first move go through. The opponent actually just going for a Sky Attack, and now they swap into Quagsire, so they have to go all the way to the Stone Edge to do any meaningful damage here. So we're going to go for a Sky Attack here, and we are going to go for another Sky Attack. Actually just staying in this matchup, which I do agree with, grabbing a shield, and now I think we just force them to go for that Stone Edge. If they don't send the Stone Edge, then we easily live it. They do have to commit to the Stone Edge, but that allows us to get the Dragon Breath farm down. Unfortunately, they do reach a Mud Bomb. We're going to tank it on the chin. Doesn't do too much damage, and they come back in with the Noctowl. Now they will be able to make it to another Sky Attack before we reach the Psychic, so that's unfortunate. Going to use our first shield, swap into our Latios, and the opponent responds with a Dunsparce. Now, Shadow Latios, incredibly glassy, but I think we should just about live one charge move from this Dunsparce, and now we are going to let the move go through. They go for the Rock Slide in neutral situations. You should definitely go for Drill Run, and honestly, I think Drill Run with these rollouts might have taken us out. So big mistake from the opponent, but now we're going to be able to make it to the Psychic up against this Noctowl, and this will be enough damage to take out the Noctowl, and we take that game. So into the next battle, we see another Girafarig in the lead, once again running Confusion, so very comfortable matchup here. Of course, they can run Thunderbolt, but it takes them 5 Confusions to get there, so quite a while with Confusion being a 4-turn move. We're actually going to swap, catch the charge move onto our Latias. It is just a Psychic Fangs, that's absolutely fine. We are able to get the Dragon Breath farm down, massive there. And the opponent comes in with their Hypno, once again seeing the triple Confusion team, going to go for a Psychic, and this, even though it's resisted, does grab a shield once again, and we get the debuff this time around as well. So we're going to come in with our Shadow Latios, commit 1 shield, hopefully get the farm down, but I think they will be able to make it to a potential Shadow Ball in time. But no, they don't get there. Massive farm down, and they've actually got Defense Form Deoxys, so not triple Confusion, but triple Psychic. But unfortunately for them, when we've got a triple Psychic team of our own, except we are resisting all of their fast moves, we're going to be at a massive advantage in this matchup. We make it to the back-to-back Dragon Claws. This Dragon Claw takes out the Deoxys, and we take that game. Into the next battle, we see Shadow Snorlax in the lead, so lick damage is going to be super effective up against the entire team, but Lugia is probably the place where we want to see the Shadow Snorlax, as we are taking the least amount of damage. Now, I assume we're just going to let this move go through, and now we're going to swap into our Latias, once again getting the snipe with the Dragon Breath fast move damage, but unfortunately they've got a Frost Sass in the back, so this is looking really bad. If we shield here, then they're going to be able to fully farm us down, but we need to grab a shield here, so we're going to go for the Psychic. This will be grabbing the shield from the opponent, no debuff, which is unfortunate, and now I think we come in with the Lugia, force them to throw their energy, hopefully. And yeah, that's exactly what we do. We do just about force them to throw their energy. I think they could have got the farm down there, but Avalanche takes us out, and they've got a Toxapex in the back now. We're just going to go straight for a Dragon Claw. Obviously, not even farming to a potential Psychic or Luster Purge, but because they let that go through, knowing it's a bait, we might actually just be able to fully Dragon Breath farm down this Toxapex here. It's going to be close, but we get the farm down, and then we farm down the Frost Sass as well, surviving with 1 HP, and we take that game. Into the next battle, we see Defense Form Deoxys in the lead now. Bit of a interesting situation here as we double resist the fast move, but they could run Rock Slide or Thunderbolt, but instead they bait with a Psycho Boost. I have no idea why they did that, probably expecting a shield, but we were never going to shield that. Lugia is so bulky that we could easily tank whatever they throw, and now this opponent is actually going to have to shield up against our Lugia, and we're just staying in. We're going to force them to throw their energy. I like this play, just fully sacrificing the Lugia, and now we can come in with our Latias here, go for the farm down. We don't quite get there in time. Now we're going to have to shield. It is the Shadow Ball that would basically take us out from this range, so the opponent's going to come back in with their Deoxys. We make it to a Psychic, and this is resisted, but Psychic grabs the final shield from the opponent, and the opponent then swaps into a Regirock. We barely make it to the Psychic before they make it to a Stone Edge, and Psychic does huge damage. It's actually a CMP tie. Perfect situation, because now we can let the Latias go down, come in with the Latios. We can tank anything from this Defense Form Deoxys, but we do have a shield remaining anyway, so we might as well use a shield. No, we're actually going to let it go through, and once again the opponent baits with a Psycho Boost. No idea why, but we are going to shield the next Psycho Boost. We get the Dragon Breath farm down, and we take that game. So that's going to be it for today's video. Another crazy submission on this channel. If you did enjoy it, make sure you leave a like, leave a comment letting me know, and as well, don't forget to respond to the question of the day if you haven't done so already. And if you want to see more content like this in the future, make sure you hit that subscribe button and turn on post notifications. That way you'll be notified whenever I upload a new video. And with that being said, thank you all so much for watching today's video, and I hope you have a great rest of your day.